Uh-oh.
Here it comes. Oh, gosh. Get it out now.
Okay, let me get it out. Okay. This is not going to work out, Gino.
What happens?
I don't know. I can't stop laughing right now.
All right.
All right.
Does anything make you laugh? Do you think about something?
Sometimes, but I just can't. I'm just, remember how Thursdays are for me. Not good.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, what do I say again? All right.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Oh my God. Oh.
All right. Hold on a minute. I gotta
Take a few deep breaths.
All right. All right. Hi,
All right.
All right. Hi, I'm Libby Gibson, town manager.
Oh God. This is.
I haven't done this for a long time. Okay. I'm like
Not enough sleep last night?
not
maybe?
enough sleep for a while.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Hi, I'm Libby Gibson, town manager. Welcome to What's Going On in Town Government. Okay. At our meeting last night, we had a workshop meeting. The workshop meeting is often fondly referred to as the all talk, no action meeting. And that was mostly what it was, but we had a little bit of official business to deal with. So first
Can
off,
we talk about a little bit of
yeah,
the talk?
the
I mean,
talk.
At some point.
The talk was about the new Highline vessel and potential impact on infrastructure, including infrastructure in the area. So the Highline came in and discussed the new vessel. So I think we all know the old traditional vessel, the so-called slow boat, is retiring, and a new high speed is coming in. So they're only going to have high speeds going forward. The capacity on the new boat is larger than the current fast ferry, the Gray Lady. The new boat is going to be called the Gray Lady 4. They went over the schedule, and they went over any potential ridership increases, which they're not necessarily planning on, although they acknowledge there could be an increase in passenger, whatever you call it, embarkations.
Okay.
And they're going to have a new gangplank structure and a different luggage loading situation. So they talked about all of that, and we're just going to have to see how it pans out, I think. And if it's,
What happens
I
to
don't know,
the boat
too
they got
cra-
now?
the
Do
slow
they-
boat,
No, the other fast ferry.
it remains in service. The Gray
Okay.
Lady,
Oh, I see.
the Gray Lady remains in service, and the new one is the Gray Lady 4.
Does that
So they're
mean
gonna
they
have two.
double up on the amount of trips?
I'm not sure it's an exact doubling, but there are more trips.
There
Yes,
will be more trips?
There will be more trips, particularly in the summer.
Right.
There will be more trips.
All right.
It looked like the off-season schedule was about the same, roughly. So I think the intent of this workshop discussion was to figure out or try to determine, are there going to be impacts to the infrastructure, and would anything need to be modified, changed, improved? There are some long-term plans for some improvements down in that area, but there's a lot of other things that have to come together first. So basically, I think we're going to see how it goes. Then we had a discussion about Fast Ferry Connector fundings. The Fast Ferry Connector is the Ride the Wave shuttle bus that goes from actually it doesn't go from the 2 fairgrounds lot, but it stops there. It goes from different locations to the fast ferries throughout the day in the season. So we were discussing, is that service going to continue? Who's going to pay for it? If the town is involved in paying for it, where's the money going to come from? In a nutshell, the service is going to continue. We're going to expect the third-party contributors to the service, namely the steamship and the Highline and some others, to continue their contributions. The town will probably increase its contributions somewhat, and we're going to go from there. And it's going to be a charge going forward. It's been free so far for people using the fast ferry, and there will now be a $2 per way charge, which is quite consistent with the other shuttle service.
Is the idea to try to get more people to use it? Or is it just for convenience for the time being? I mean,
Well, I think the idea is, sure, more people use it would be good. I think it's kind of crowded at times, but the idea behind the whole thing was to reduce the amount of commercial vehicles parking downtown.
all right.
And or other you and I's vehicle from in the summertime, we don't want people driving downtown to find somewhere to park to go on the ferry for the day or a
Right.
few days. You want to park at 2 Fairgrounds Road, get the shuttle, take it in, go on the boat, come back and take the shuttle back.
What about here now in the off-season? Is it going to continue?
The Fast Ferry Connector? No,
Yeah.
it's over.
Okay.
The whole shuttle season is over.
All right. Okay, got it.
It would only go till about Columbus Day,
All
or
right,
maybe
all
even a little bit earlier to cut down on the cost a little bit.
Okay.
We talked a little bit about paid parking at the 2 Fairgrounds lot. We need to look into that more, but that's something to be seriously looked at. So
Right now, you don't have to pay to
right now
park
it's
there.
free. Yeah.
Okay.
We also had some official business. We adopted the special town meeting warrant. There will be a special town meeting on Monday, November 9th. There are 7 articles. 2 of them are citizen articles submitted by the Richmond Group for zoning changes at the property off Old South Road. 3, 4, and 5 are funding articles. 1 is going to be supplemental funding for the Brant Point Boathouse. This is the renovation of that building for the shellfish propagation facility. The bids have come in much higher than the existing appropriation, so we need supplemental funding. We have a kind of a placeholder article for the fire station. Please don't groan, people. I already groaned. We have a $15 million appropriation for the new fire station out at the public safety facility at 4 Fairgrounds Road. Already the cost estimates are higher than the appropriation, so we are likely to need additional funds for that. Thirdly, the Island Home. We had an article at the annual town meeting, the 2015 annual town meeting, for $1 million for design for a new facility. However, the vote was flawed, so we are redoing the vote. We have a 6th article for a home rule petition to transfer some land bank land to the school for their staging area for the construction of the new school additions, as well as a future playing field. And we have a 7th article for a correction to the town clerk's salary, which was inadvertently not increased at what it was supposed to be increased to at the annual. So it's a correction. That's it. So there are meetings going forward with the Finance Committee and the Planning Board between now and the special. The warrant will be published in the paper next week. If you want to look at these articles, it's also online on the town website, nantucket-ma.gov. And the warrant with the FinCom motions and the planning board motions will be mailed out, hopefully, if all goes well, within the period of time required by the charter.
So
which
this is
7
fast.
days.
This is
It's fast.
This is
It's an
coming-
expedited timeline.
This is a lot of money here. I mean, we're talking some serious spending.
Well, we're talking-
changes too.
For the money articles, we are talking about hopefully using existing funding sources for those. So there wouldn't be an impact to the taxpayer. It's not an override. It's not locating money in the current budget. It would be from free cash, which will need to be certified very shortly in order to be used, and possibly another account. So more on that later because it's not at all definite. That was what happened last night at the meeting. Next week, the 21st, we're back to our so-called regular meeting. We have a pretty big meeting next week. We've got it's public hearing Wednesday, so we have a number of public hearings. We have a couple of telephone petition hearings. We've got a common victualler license. Remember we were talking last week about 22 Federal Street, the Remain building that used to be
Yeah.
the town Mooney building, so-called. It's going to be called the Corner Table Cafe and Classroom. And they're seeking a common victualler license to serve their, food and stuff. It's going to be a little coffee shop with food. I think it'll be open into the night. So they're seeking that, plus an entertainment license, but that's only for like TV and radio. Another common victualler license for 45 Surfside would be called 45 Surfside Bakery Cafe. Yeah, I don't know too
Where's
much
that
about
one? Where's 45? I don't know.
I was about to say it's at 45 Surfside.
I know it. That's why.
Apparently it's a former health club. Remember there was a health club there a while ago?
Oh my
A long
gosh.
while ago?
Yeah.
There, I guess.
Okay.
Also, this was probably only a matter of time, a change in liquor license for Met on Main from annual to seasonal.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So that's that.
Yeah, that's that. We have a public hearing to consider amendments to the landfill fee schedule. This is the commercial fees that are charged to restaurants and offices and places like that. The fees are being recommended to be increased by 2.5%. And it's not a huge increase, but we have to keep up with what the expenses are for the landfill budget. So, sorry, but there's a bit of an increase. We also have an HDC appeal.
Oh, God.
Yeah, 9 North Road.
What's wrong?
I'm not sure of the details. I try to involve myself as little as possible in HDC appeals.
They
But
go on
they
and on,
do-
don't they?
They do take a while. Yeah.
Yeah.
Under town manager's report, we're going to have our energy coordinator come in and give her quarterly, she gives a quarterly report to the board. We'll do that. That may be all I have. I have a couple of draft things on here, but I think they're going to come off. Under selectmen's reports and comments, we have a hearing regarding sanctions against the Gray Lady, the new restaurant bar at where
Chin's Way.
Chin's Way. They have some issues, violation issues, so we'll be hearing about that.
Wait a minute, I thought we did that already. I thought those were done.
This is one that arose after that. This is an over-serving situation, along with some other matters.
What's an over-serving?
People who've
You
already
mean
had too
drink?
much to drink.
Oh, they gave them
served
too
more.
much.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're also going to be finalizing, the board is going to be finalizing comments on the Richmond Group 40B application. So there are 2 applications. One is for rental housing, one is for home ownership. There's a 30-day comment period within which the town can submit comments to the state about the applications. There was a site visit yesterday with state officials. And we are working on our comment letter now, draft, for the board to review over the weekend and then finalize it at the meeting. It's due, I think, around the 27th or 28th, so we really need to get it done next week. A few weeks ago, the board decided to establish a real estate assessment committee. So when we have these yard sale transactions and takings and things like that, the real estate assessment committee would take a look at it and present any findings to the board. Just not necessarily recommendations, but sort of findings.
What's a yard sale transaction?
A yard sale transaction is, it's a program started some number of years ago where land that is not being used by the town for any particular reason, that's adjacent to, residential abutting property. It's usually very small pieces, maybe as big as this room. And if you're an abutter, you can bid on it, offer money to the town. We sell it to you for, depending on your bid. And
At
then
a
you
yard sale price, I hope.
Well, that's sort of why it's called.
Okay.
It means a couple of different
Sure.
things. And anyway, there's been some concern lately as to whether or not the town is really getting the appropriate revenue back from the yard sale sales. So that's the reason for the real estate assessment committee. It's been advertised in the paper for members. I think we need a couple of members at large and someone from a real estate related profession, like an attorney, an engineer, a surveyor, somebody like that. Other things going on, meetings and things like that. We have a workshop coming up on 40Bs. We're having our expert. The Zoning Board of Appeals is probably, I think maybe they already have, I don't really know, hired a consultant who's going to be advising them through the upcoming 40B applications. He's agreed to come and give a workshop to the Board of Selectmen and the Zoning Board of Appeals, and the public is more than welcome to attend. It's next Tuesday, the 20th, from 5 to 7 in the community room at 4 Fairgrounds Road. And he'll give a presentation, and I'm sure there'll be some Q&A after.
All right. I got some questions.
Oh, boy.
Maybe you could, I know you're not
Remember,
an
I'm not a
expert.
40B expert.
I know that.
Okay.
But for those people out there that keep hearing this word 40B, in layman terms, what does that mean for
All right,
them?
I hope I get this right, but we do have a page on the town website that explains it, so
I
check
know,
that
but
out.
this is also, they're not going to look at that. some of them.
40B is a Mass General Law, Chapter 40B, which allows for developers to work. How can I explain this? They go through the Zoning Board of Appeals. The Zoning Board of Appeals is the local agent for 40Bs. So a 40B involves a housing development that has some percentage, 25% I believe it is, of affordable housing per statutory requirements. The rest of it, the rest of it could be market rate. So that's how they would really make any money off of it, is the market rate units. But then it also benefits people who need affordable housing.
What's the benefit to the developer in doing a 40B when he could just build out the area the way he wants to?
I think there's a relaxation of town rules and regulations for one thing.
All right.
There's an increased density for another, so you can get more units than you otherwise would be able to under current zoning. Current zoning kind of goes away a little bit under a 40B.
Got it, okay.
There are very limited restrictions and conditions that the town, through the Zoning Board of Appeals, can put onto a 40B. So in some places, they're very much not liked. In other places, they welcome it because they need the affordable housing. They're often controversial in places where they're near residential, already developed residential areas.
Where can people look at a 40B right now?
They can look at Statham's Path off Old South Road, the Nantucket Housing Authority 40B. They can look at Abram Quarry, which is at the end of South Shore Road. They can look at, I think it's called Beach Plum Village off of Fairgrounds Road. Those are 40Bs. There's a 40B also going in across from the school with the Housing Nantucket is sponsoring that, and they have it's town sanctioned. Right across from the street from the school, it's called School View Cottages. You'll see that happening now.
And are they, in this case, in this particular case, this will be a mixture of 40Bs and market, basically.
Affordable units and market rate units,
Okay,
yes.
so, which we don't have at this current point, do we anymore?
Well, there are.
Are they mixed?
Yeah, I think there probably are. In some cases, the planning board has been requiring, through their special permit process, some level of additional housing. Whether it's affordable or not, I'm not sure how much it meets any requirements. These are really more questions for planning. Remember, I'm not.
That's
the
right.
zoning
You did pretty good, though.
Well, I hope I said it all right. But
Made
again,
sense to me.
check the 40B page on the town website. And if you're very, very interested in this, please come to the 40B workshop. Again, next Tuesday, the 20th, 5 to 7 at the community room. And questions will be answered. It's primarily for the Board of Selectmen and the Zoning Board of Appeals. More of a refresher for the ZBA and a bit the Board of Selectmen, because we don't deal with these on a very, very regular basis. So and there's been a lot of discussion about these. So this is meant to try to answer questions that people might have about them.
Great.
What else?
That's it.
Okay.